This is GCU men's volleyball last year, 2024, in the NCAA playoff semifinals versus Long Beach State. Right now, they're up 1-0 in a dogfight versus the second-ranked team in the nation. Here is that playoff picture for that 2023-24 season. An absolute madhouse of a bracket. GCU only needs one win to advance to the finals. Unfortunately, things aren't all that easy. GCU actually lost in 5 to Long Beach State. It was a tough match, and they got reverse swept. This team was fully capable of making it to the championship. They even beat the eventual champs UCLA in their conference finals to punch their ticket to the NCAA playoffs. By the end of the season, GCU finished number 3 in the ABCA top 10 rankings. GCU's middle, Cameron Thorne, and their opposite, Jared Anderson, led the nation in their respective positions. Oh, and did I mention that 3 of their players made the ABCA All-American team? First team, by the way. Obviously, we can conclude this is a great program. They even beat the defending champions in the following season. This is a great group of guys, a great team, a great program, amazing coaches, and they had all the things they needed to thrive for the coming years. You've got club players and high school players eager to go to GCU, to play there, to play for that college. But things didn't turn out that way. It's April 28th, and GCU just announced a sports sponsorship change? Hang on, what? When I first saw this on Instagram, I thought it was fake. I didn't know what to think. We are talking about a team here that's been winning for the last 5 years. Oh, and did I mention that their men's volleyball team has the second highest win rate out of all their male athletics? Oh, but don't worry. Men's volleyball will be offered as a club sport. A club sport. This is like asking your parents to take you to a fine dining steakhouse for your birthday, and then you wake up from a nap and find yourself at Applebee's. I mean, what are we even doing? The NCAA is no stranger to these kinds of situations, but you know what really doesn't help? That they haven't posted men's volleyball for like a year on their official page. Even though we're not receiving the representation we deserve, it's obvious men's volleyball is still growing. Here is a graph detailing the fastest growing sports among boys in the US, particularly high school. Boys volleyball has seen a 56.6% increase. That is huge compared to how it was just 5 years ago. At the college level, we've seen a 78% increase in participation for men's volleyball. That's also great for the sport. But again, it doesn't help that we're seeing these disparities going against men's volleyball when it comes to NCAA. And I want to talk about those a little more. Here is a graph detailing the comparison of NCAA Division I volleyball teams in the US. On the left-hand side, you can see a gray bar. That shows the total number of D1 schools at 350. In the middle, the pink bar, is the women's volleyball teams for D1 at 330. That small blue bar on the right, that's men's volleyball teams. Only 25 in the whole US. Surely less teams means more publicity, right? More televised games? Well, you're wrong. Actually, we only get 5 a whole season. Here's GCU's athletic department revenue breakdown last year. They got $30 million in revenue. Men's volleyball got about 2.9% in funding for that. That's not an outlier. Look at this graph. The estimated average annual funding by sports. Men's volleyball gets nothing. Not even $1 million. That's an outrageous number. If I didn't play men's volleyball, and I had seen how much publicity it gets on TikTok and social media, I would think it would be a top 3 funded sport. There's so many amazing individual content creators for volleyball, like Holly that does the UCLA film, like Noisy Buckets and Dustin Wadden, yet NCAA themselves doesn't really have anything to promote men's volleyball with. And that's a problem. Somewhere along this timeline, it's like NCAA has deemed men's volleyball to be unimportant, and that's why schools are cutting programs. But it's not only that, it's that they're also mistreating some of these young athletes. To absolutely no one's surprise, a lot of these guys are transferring out of GCU, and that's good, as they should be. I mean, there's really nowhere else to go. It's not like there's a huge abundance of men's volleyball teams in the US, to where all these guys can go and play. And it's great that some of these guys are transferring, but what about the recruits? What about the younger guys who really don't have any connections? Where are they gonna go? Let's take a quick look at this article. Players, coaches, and recruits are feeling blindsided by the news that Grand Canyon University is discontinuing its men's varsity volleyball program after 17 years. What does that mean? Well, it means that nobody had any idea that this was happening. Moreover, that they weren't even told this was happening in the first place. But that's not even the end of it, because they fired their assistant coach of the year before his contract even ended. This is crazy. Now, as crazy as this all sounds, I want us to all understand that this might not be an outlier. And we have to look at some other examples. If you look at SFU, they were delegated from a D1 school to D3. And this could happen to other schools. I don't know if it's an NCAA issue or if it's just these schools in particular. Is it that men's volleyball isn't a reputable sport? Is it not catching eyes? I don't think that's the case. If you look at it, we have amazing players. Nikolov, Cameron Thorne, Cooper Robinson, Peony Thim. There's a ton of guys out there who have big social media platforms, who rack in a ton of money through NIL. So, what's going on here? Is men's volleyball just not something worth the time? Is it not making money? I want to answer these questions, and I have a few more numbers out here I want to check out. Here is a map that shows every D1 women's team in the United States. It's a lot more than the men. These are the top conferences in revenue. Big 10, SEC, ACC, Pac-12, Big 12, and the Mountain West Conference. Here are some notable women's volleyball programs, respective to their conference. You have Nebraska, Missouri, Louisville, Washington, Texas Tech, and CSU. Let's take a look at the revenue they're making. A lot of it's in the millions, to no surprise. These are good programs. But look at Texas Tech, only making $150K in revenue. Why did I put that there? Because that's kind of the benchmark for what male programs make. In comparison, here's a list of every men's volleyball program making over $1.2 million. USC and BYU. That's it. I've compiled some data here that I want you guys to look at. Here is a data chart detailing the current revenue the women's side of D1 volleyball makes compared to the men. In media rights, ticket sales, sponsorships, merchandise, and playoff revenue, they dominate the men's side. But what if men's volleyball had equal TV/social media publicity and doubled on their programs from just 25 to 50? Then it would look like this. That's a lot of damn money. A lot of money for the NCAA, NIL, marketing, you name it. Why hasn't this happened yet? With just 25 more teams, the NCAA could be making this much a year. That's insane. And there should be something done about it. Now, the point of this video was to just spread some publicity on what men's volleyball is like right now. More importantly, to kind of just show what GCU has been doing and why it's wrong. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please check out the description, follow Save GCU Men's Volleyball, sign the petition, and have a good day.